Hello out there in the interwebs. You have your tubes tuned to Ken Brony, and I still have my special guest because I'm not doing these videos without him.
It's a pleasure to be here, and I want these dwarves dead by the end of this 26-minute cast.
I don't know if I'm that much of an overachiever. Alrighty, so, done just a couple little things while we were gone, loyal viewers. Went down here and designated a storage area. Some people, they do a whole bunch of small stockpiles. I usually do one gigantic stockpile. And that's what they're digging out right now. And then, this is where I like to put animals. This is where I like to put underground trees and stuff. And then we want several levels for workshops. I like at least 4. 1, 2, 3. That'll be 4. Now let's go for a 5th one because I've seen some extra professions in the newer versions. So I'm going to go for, I will go for 6 levels for shops, just for because. And then, let's see, I want one for a special project, one for dining, and this is where we're going to start our bedrooms. Let's see, right there, there we go.
Now you mentioned extra professions. What do they tack on?
I don't know everything they tacked on, but need to go a little bit further. You can remove your designations by hitting X and then dragging them out like that. There we go. Yes, I believe alchemy is one that is, that's a new profession. And I don't know about any other new professions. There we go. And this is how I like to design my dwarf, my little dwarf things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That'll be good. And you can also designate an area and then cut it off. And they'll only be able to dig out this area instead of going to dig out this area too.
Oh.
So it's a good way to, plan without having them get, without having them get all stuck on it. And these are fairly opulent rooms, for dwarf standards anyway.
Well, they're your expedition people. You want to treat them a little bit nicer than, the migrants that you're going to stick in closets.
You say that as I'm building more of the exact same size room.
They can have families.
There we go. That'll usually last you for your first migrant wave. Z is your status, and you can see what the time is. It is Fell Site, late spring. Cool. Once summer rolls around, we need to hit escape. There we go. Once summer rolls around, that's usually when you will get your first migrant wave. And usually it'll be 2 or 3, maybe 7. Well, at least last time I played. You will get a migrant wave, you get a small migrant wave, get another small migrant wave, and then if you manage to survive a whole year, you usually get a migrant wave that is larger than your entire fortress. Sometimes several times larger than your entire fortress. And it can be hectic to try to figure out what you're going to do.
Yeah, hey, you've been here 3 whole months. You've got more room in your fortress, right? We could just move all our stuff in.
Are those what I think they are? Okay.
What do you think they are?
I thought they might have been elephants for a second. That would be just exactly what I don't need.
They're eyeing us suspiciously.
For anyone who is not aware, go look up Boat Murdered. One word. It is the quintessential Dwarf Fortress. It's from a very, very old version of Dwarf Fortress by now. But it is still a very good example of how Dwarf Fortress usually goes.
Right, you're going to find out exactly how horribly these dwarves can die and why we're even here in the first place.
Yep, pretty much. And
are those more of those wild boars just kind of letting themselves in.
Yep. Just waltzing up my... Things are about to get interesting, I think, loyal viewers. Though they... Okay, at least these wild boars seem to be more inclined to run away than to go nuts and kill everything.
Is that a blue exclamation point? Does that mean they're afraid?
I believe so. Red exclamation points usually mean that they have gone berserk, and they start trying to kill everything. Usually you see red exclamation points right in the middle of your cart, and then red everywhere else too. Alright, let me see. I mentioned a master stockpile. I will start with G for finished goods because that has a lot of stuff in it, actually. And then you can go Q again, and you can change your settings on this. And I like to add in food, just hit E to enable stuff. Add furniture, add not stone, ammo, coins, bars, blocks, gems, leather, cloth, wood, trap components, armor, sheets. Oh, we have paper.
Yeah, sheets and paper, dang.
Neat. I'm gonna have to figure out how that stuff works. All right.
I always figured dwarves were illiterate. I don't know.
And here we go. They just start pulling stuff out.
So wood, huh? You want wood down there too?
Did I enable wood down there?
You did.
Well, I'm going to unenable wood. Did I? Yep. Look at that. Wood is a raw material, and I try to keep raw materials out of my master stockpile because they will take up a lot of room, as you saw from the big old wood stockpile up top. Don't have the stone. There we go. That should work, hopefully. Also, you can see those little starbursts. Those are gems. We've stumbled across some gems when we were digging down. And looks like that's a little piece of cobaltite. Yep, a little bit of cobaltite. V, description. This is cobaltite. Thank you, description.
You teach us so much, you teach us all.
I don't know what I was expecting. And down here we have a little cluster of purple spindles, which are gems. Anything else? Is that more gems, or is that some silver or something? That is more gems, pipe opals. What else do we got? More cobalt. Is that limonite? We've got garnierite and gold.
There be gold in those hills.
Heck yeah, gold.
There are no hills.
Looks like some more gold. Nope, that's some yellow zircons. And then down here, tetrahedrite. I believe that's copper. Yep, silver and copper. So that's good to know. We've got silver, we've got copper, we've got some thirsty dwarves. Those blue arrows is your dwarves saying, "We're thirsty." And they will usually try to go and find some booze. And if they don't have any booze, they will cry and then go and find some water.
And the deaths will start very soon after that.
Yep, because that makes an unhappy thought. In fact, let's go ahead and see how our guys are feeling. You hit V, and you can view your different stuff. And go to Z, Z? Yep, Z to go here, and then enter for their thoughts and preferences. Huh? What was that? So he hasn't been doing whole much. In the last season, she felt euphoric due to inebriation, annoyed after having a drink without using a cup or a mug. Oh, we need to make cups and or mugs now, huh? That's going to be interesting. Annoyed, caught in the rain, annoyed after sleeping in the dirt, annoyed at the lack of chairs, satisfied after felling a tree, euphoric due to inebriation, bitter after getting into an argument. So yes, they have different moods and stuff. If they get to work, they feel happy. So this must be my, this is my woodcutter. She was satisfied for having felled a tree.
I see that she's only a dubious worshipper of her chosen god, which explains all the euphoria.
Alright, so I need to get a workshop, some workshop set up. Just make a big old workshop. And I'll reorganize things once we go. But there are basically 2 workshops I feel that should be made as soon as possible. One is the carpenter. Build W for workshop, and then C for carpenter. And I'll just for the moment, I'll just leave it up here. Make it out of willow. And hopefully, there we go. Our carpenter goes and grabs a thing, comes back, and makes the workshop. Because you need a carpenter's workshop, because you need beds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beds are very important because, as you saw, they get unhappy if they have to sleep in the dirt. And unhappy dwarves are tantruming dwarves. Also, our little boars here look like they're trying to sneak back underground past all of our dwarfs.
They are scared. It looks like they're even scared of your cats, so...
Well, that's good. Cats are also usually really good at getting killed by stuff, because cats go everywhere. They just do whatever they want. In fact, your dwarves can get several cats, but amusingly enough, it is not, usually if your dwarf gets a pet, it'll say such and such dwarf adopted a pet down here at the bottom. If a cat decides it likes somebody, it will say a cat has adopted whatever the dwarf's name is, which is always fun.
And very much like real life.
Very much like real life. Alright, we got ourselves some beds down here. So, they have the beds, but they're not sleeping in the beds. The way you get them to actually sleep in the beds is you have to build the beds. We go to B for building, and B again for bed. Yes, a bed is not a building, but it is a thing you have to make.
Right. Certain furniture, you build the whole room around the piece of furniture. A bed is a bedroom, a table is a dinner or a dining room, blah blah blah.
Yep, and you can also use doors to restrict the size of the room if you want to have weird shaped things. What do I mean? Well, we can go down here. We have these beds. Now they can sleep in these beds, but they won't actually claim these beds until you hit R to make a bedroom. And the default size is precisely the size for this thing. But if I had a bigger room, or if I had a weird shaped room, I would go plus 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 plus, and you can see it starts spilling out into the hallway. If I had a door there, it would not spill out into the hallway. So I'll just leave it right there. There we go, and the first dwarf that sleeps in it will basically claim that bed. And if your dwarfs get married, they will share a bed, which is always fun. Means you can have less beds. Let's get all the way back up here. How are you guys doing? The second workshop that you should build is workshop L, the still. This is how you make more booze, and more booze is how you make dwarfs happy.
Possibly the most important thing in the game.
Yeah. The still is probably the most important workshop. And amusingly enough, you don't really need to have a master brewer. You can just throw whatever schmo you feel like in there, and he will start making booze. It will be very slow, but at least when you're starting out with your 7, it'll be enough.
And dwarves aren't known for being picky for what they put in their mouths, so...
Yeah, pretty much. If your fortress is starving and you just suddenly get a crop of like plump helmets, they will just run down and just stuff them in their face, which is always amusing. I wonder if I'm going to get any hunters. Are we? There we are. We're in summer, so we're probably going to get our first migrant wave soon.
I like how the best thing you have to say about marriage is that it makes for less beds.
Yep.
Like, well, that's one less step. You don't have to make quite so many beds. So if you could all get hitched, that'd be great.
That'd be nice. That'd be easier on me. Not that the dwarves are really known for making things easier on you. A bed.
Easy. We're just here to drink ourselves euphoric and then die somewhere.
Ah, yeah, speaking of dying, I don't think you've seen Ghosts, have you?
Oh, I have. I have seen the ghosts.
Oh, you have seen the Ghosts?
And I know the importance of making a graveyard and a mausoleum, or else you're going to be up to your ears in ghosts.
Yep. I also believe you can get ghosts from invaders.
Well, that's not nice. You've killed the goblin. Now you get to be haunted by the goblin. Ha ha!
Make a memorial slab for the goblin. But I thought the goblin was kind of a jerk. It was. But you better memorialize it.
That's not fair.
I could be wrong.
There need to be dwarven exorcists.
Maybe that's one of the new provisions. We have a plump helmet.
Hey! And now the fortress is complete.
Alright, let's go ahead and make some barrels, which are V. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And get ourselves some bins, which are in. There we are.
Now you mentioned the dwarves themselves, they'll just claim a bed and that'll become their bedroom?
Yep.
Alright, well, that'll save me a step next time, because I usually just go and designate dwarf by dwarf. You know, this is your room, this is your room, this is your room.
There's usually only one dwarf that I do that for. And that is for my... he's my expedition leader. Because I want to have one of the first rooms in here be the guy that is going to be checking on the stocks. Because I also put his office in his bedroom. And if he's going to have to be running back and forth to his office and the stocks, he should be close to the stairs.
That makes sense.
Yep. Everyone else, though, they can just find a bed.
They can just hoof it all the way to the back of the hall.
Pretty much.
Looking at you, miners.
The miners don't get to sleep. Also,
sleep on a rock in the depths of the earth.
Also, you may have noticed that the still is not built. Well, that's because nobody has brewing enabled. So, where's my woodcutter? Brewing is... Just gotta find it. Which one is it? Which one is it? Butchery. Both of us are sitting here with our heads turned. Trying to read these things. There you are.
Oh, yep, right there.
And we'll go ahead and let Mebzith be a brewer. Go ahead and confirm that. And our miners are up to 12 now. There we go. And she should... Yep, there she is. And they'll actually, if there's anything else in the way of the place, they will go ahead and kick it out of the way.
That was one of the worst things for me when I started playing this game, is realizing that you can't just tell the dwarves, hey, I want this done. You have to say, you guy, you right there, I want you to do this, and that's your job from now on, or it never gets done.
Yep, so we're going to go ahead and make a mason workshop because I want some doors and a table and some chairs. Speaking of, here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Just a small dining room to start with anyway. Because your dwarves, they do want to have a place that they can actually eat. Let's see if my mason shop is done yet. Are you done? You're done! See, the nice thing about the dwarves, though, is that once you give them a job, they will actually, unless they're goofing off, they
right.
will they will do their best to actually do the job. So I need a table, a chair, a door, and give me some more doors. One does not simply.
Right. You know, a dwarf he'll stay dedicated to his job, and he'll just churn out, you know, all the items that you have on his task bar. You know, right up until he gets thirsty or sleepy or lonely or wants to throw a party.
Or hungry, or goes on break.
Right. Oh yeah, forgot about the breaks. Seven dwarfs, they've got a union.
Your traders are usually the most notorious for going on breaks right when their job is supposed to actually happen. Almost every time, it seems like, when the caravan shows up and you need to trade with them, your trader goes, nope, break time. And then you just want to strangle them.
You work for 3 days a year, you take a break on one of those days. Good jorb.
The table. Table. Microcline. I like microcline. Build a chair. Out of schist. And a door. Nope, don't have a door yet.
Table and a chair. Are they gonna you make them eat in their rooms?
No. This is for the for my trader guy, because he is also my record keeper.
So that's gonna be his office.
Yep. You can have them overlap, and they don't care. So once this door gets put in, actually I don't think I need to have the door be put in. Throne room or study. There we go. The chair is the one you actually need, but I'm not going to give him a chair and not a desk. So you go R, let's have them be the same size, and assign this chair also to him.
Well, that is a thing I did not know, that you could designate a room for multiple rooms.
Yep, you can have them overlap, and it works very nicely. And
it doesn't give them negative thoughts or make them think it's of less value.
It might, but the room is gigantic anyway.
No.
Let's see, are you doing... You have no job. Alright, I need to remember how to do this. Right, we go in for nobles and administrators. We go down and assign broker to the expedition leader.
Moses.
And we assign him also bookkeeper. And then on the bookkeeper, you can go S for the settings, and you can have, lowest position, low, medium, high. I like precise, because I don't have him do anything else. So he better be able to tell me exactly how many seeds I have. And now he's going to sit at that desk for quite a while.
And he doesn't have any demands or anything right now?
Nope. I don't think he actually gets to make any demands for a while. But if you go, let's go back to the nobles. You can see where it has require are all white. There's also demand and there's also mandate. You go. How do we check? I think just hit enter. Yeah, you can see right here. He has a meager office and a meager quarters, and he requires to have a meager office, or else he'll start demanding stuff. So he has what he needs, so he is happy. Similarly, a bookkeeper requires an office. Whoop, wrong button. Or else he can't do his thing. Same with you. He needs an office, or else he can't do his thing. So, doing that, he is now completely happy, and he will, keep all my books.
Which is nice. I like how your first dwarves that you get to start with are usually pretty easy to satisfy. It's like, well, I've got a desk and I've got a chair. What more do I want out of life, really? I'll do my job.
Yep.
That goes away really quickly.
Your starting 7 also, I believe, almost always, only they actually like being on the surface. They don't mind going out into the sunlight and will grumble only mildly at inclement weather, usually. And then if we go Z, we can look at our stocks, and we have our wealth, and let's see, we might have everything set up, and we can see we have 20 meat left, we have 59 plants, we have 63 seeds, and we have 49 drink. The drink is a little low, but for this number of dwarves, that's more than enough. And we also have plenty of plants, so I'm not going to be too scared about going up to the still. You go brew drink from plant, you can either hit B, or you can use plus and minus over by your numpad to scroll up and down. Ooh.
That's
nice.
new, huh?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is for the above ground fruits and stuff, like the berries and things.
That makes sense.
I think that's how you can specify.
And of course, they're
those.
fruits here, although they were vegetables before.
Yeah, well, that's why it might not be the same, so you can do that, and if you want them to keep doing it, you hit R. And that will, as long as there are plants for him to brew, he will attempt to brew. Also, we are in the next thing, and I forgot to go over here and just do cave wheat, dimple cups, pigtails, plump helmets, quarry bushes, and back to the top, sweet pods. There we go. So yeah, these couple plots here should be more than enough for however many dwarves I'm going to actually be able to support.
And pigtails are not food, right?
Right. Pigtails are.
I think they're used for clothing, right?
Yeah, they're a type of clothing. They're not as fancy as like cotton, but they do make clothes. And I also don't know if I actually need clothes. It also looks like I need to make some more barrels.
I learned that one by experience because I intended to feed my dwarves pigtails for a while when I was branching out from mushrooms and learned a very harsh lesson. The lesson is never branch out from mushrooms, but, go on.
There we go. So yes, you can see I've got a whole bunch of crops just sitting on the ground there. That's not a good thing. Hey, migrants!
No!
There we are. over here, you can see him right there. We've got, looks like a farmer, and he's got some animals with him. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Uh-oh. Oh, we got us a whole, that's a pretty big first wave, actually.
Yeah, that's more than 2 or 3. It's, this game actually punishes you for doing well. It's like, oh,
kind
hey,
of.
You're more successful than most other 3-month-old fortresses. We're gonna punish you by giving you more dwarves than you could possibly. How useless are these guys? I want to know.
Well, we can see at a glance.
Oh, a glass maker. That's good.
We got another farmer. Who does he actually have farming enabled? That's one of the things that I always want to smack my farmers if they don't have farming enabled. And these two both had spinning enabled. One has tanning, one has cooking. Good, they do both have farming enabled. And then we have our little.
So they showed up to work, which that's nice.
Yep. Glass maker. Don't know what I'm going to have you do, but it's not going to be making glass.
Oh, just mousing over gives you their personality. That's nice.
Yep. Dreams of mastering a skill. Yeah, dwarfs now have dreams. All the easier for you to crash.
As if they needed, more ways to be disappointed.
And I've got a thresher, not incredibly useful. Woodcrafters, and he is incredibly skilled at woodcrafting too. Wow.
That's right. Put him to work, piss off the elves.
I might. Usually I don't actually do woodcrafting because usually getting wood is a big pain in the butt. But for that kind of skill, I just might. Yeah, let's go ahead and... Oh, we're out of Plimp Helmet spawn. Very good.
No.
We should... Basically, you will get the spawn, which are basically the seeds from the mushrooms, whenever your dwarves either eat them or brew with them. So, these are probably all... Yep, these are all actual Plump Helmets. And my brewer is probably going to be taking those and doing stuff with them. What do you got there? What do we have? Sweet pods. Sweet pods are also very good for brewing, actually.
Well, so I know that you have commissioned a bunch of barrels to be made. Are they ever going to store those plump helmets in the barrels, or are they just for new ones, or what?
They should be putting them in the barrels, but they're not. Right? Yeah, they're not.
Which is how about 90% of Dwarf Fortress interactions go. They should be doing this, but they're not.
Yeah, pretty much. I have no idea. Maybe they actually want bags for the for those things, which would be annoying.
And what are those gray icons that I see next to the plump helmet spawn, or the plump helmets?
All the kind of leaf-looking things?
Yeah.
Those are quarry bushes.
I see.
Quarry bush leaves and such. These, you can eat them, but I'm pretty sure you have to actually cook with them before you can eat them. You've seen a lot of people actually will make quarry bushes for their money. They will make master quarry bush roasts. Don't ask me how that works. That sell for hundreds of dwarf bucks a stack, and just make me wonder what's going on.
There's some mysteries, and you just wish they'd explain, their thinking when they coded this stuff.
And I need some more beds. And one more. There we go. Gotta make sure you keep up on the beds, low viewers, because you don't want your dwarfs to just be sleeping on the ground. Especially the new dwarfs. The ones that you haven't had a chance to build up happy thoughts with nice booze and such.
Right, they're dainty. They're, they crawled out of their hole. They're not happy that they were out of their hole. They want to go back into a hole.
And they expect all the amenities of their hole.
Yes.
Getting lost.
What have you done?
It wrong. Alright. What are we all doing? We've got, you can see over here up in the top left, idlers. It's a good thing to have that be fairly low. Right now, we're not having very many idlers at all, though I did just order a whole bunch of doors be installed. Let's go ahead and I think it's time to dig out the rest of this layer for the bedrooms.
And of course, Kendall doesn't mind having, spare bits of rock just, in every hallway, just cluttering up the place. He's pretty much an animal that way.
Yep, I could make a stone stockpile, but stone is heavy.
You want your dwarves to be strong and butch, hail when the goblins arrive.
I want my dwarves to be invisible when the goblins arrive.
Oh, there's that.
Because as we've said before, we are not particularly good at the military in this game. But I am pretty good at the traps in this game. There we go. All kinds of clicking, clacking, making rooms. And you can use the mouse to go ahead and designate things, which is why doing the little doors I think is easier with the mouse, and I'll do the actual rooms with the way it was intended.
Also, it should be noted that about half my comments are aimed at getting dwarves killed, so it's not that we have a disagreement on how to keep dwarves alive, it's just we have a disagreement on whether they should be alive.
Which is, of course, a big part of dwarven philosophy. We are monsters. Should we be alive? Well, yes. I like being alive. Well, I don't like you being alive. And this is probably a lot closer to truth than you may believe, loyal viewers. Once you have seen some of the stupid crap dwarves will do if you're not holding their hands. There we go. We got plenty of beds. We got plenty of doors. I haven't shown you how to do hotkeys. H is the hotkeys. You can see right here. I bounced all the way back to the top with a single press of a key. That's because it defaults to centering on where your cart was by F1. Other places that are good to have your thing set is for your workshops. So let's go ahead and F2. There we go. We hit Z to zoom here, and you can go in, and I'll just change this to, if I can spell. Words are hard. Words are hard. There we go. And then let's go down to the bedrooms. There we go. We'll go F3. Again, zoom here, and name it bedrooms. There we go. And now we can just cycle through. Nice and easy. One of my favorite tricks to do in this game.
That is nice.
Another good trick, though we won't be using it for a little while, is notes. Excuse me. Which is capital N. And this is how you can label your levers.
That might be important.
That's a good thing. I'm considering trying to keep a designated dwarf for pulling levers. Just put all the levers in one room and have that dwarf stationed in that room and just make sure that food is brought to him occasionally, and all he is doing is pulling levers. Because more fortresses have fallen because nobody pulled the stupid lever.
Pull the lever. Well, whose job is it to pull the lever? Well, it's Urist's. Well, Urist's on break. Oh boy.
Usually everyone defaults to being able to pull levers. But, if they're all partying or doing something else stupid, because they're dwarves, the lever doesn't always get pulled. And then things get inside and kill everyone. Let's see, is that some more gems? Yep. I'm looking for some iron. I don't think I'm going to get some iron, though.
You can't get the iron.
Yeah, usually if you find gold, you're probably not going to have iron. Which is kind of sad. But, hey. Such is life. Oh yeah, that's the other reason that I don't usually do a whole lot of wood carving stuff. Mm-hmm. Because all that wood, I'd rather make it into charcoal and make that into steel. and make that steel into giant serrated steel discs. Because those make me happy.
You know, those boars are just really, really interested in your wood pile. They want to move in the worst way, but they're so shy.
Well, it's because that wood pile is the only way back out.
You've trapped them in there.
Yep.
They should die.
Because, yeah, they came across when this moat was still filling up. And then they're like, oh, wait, we can't get back out. There's scary dwarfs over there.
I do find it funny how these boars have given you less trouble than, just vultures have given me.
Yep. I like it. I like that the boars aren't giving me any trouble.
Just sort of milling around, being boring.
I almost didn't catch that.
I usually try to stay away from puns.
Yeah, you do usually, which is why I didn't catch it. Usually you just shake your head whenever somebody makes a pun. Let's see, is there anything else that they might store plum helmets and stuff inside? It shouldn't be in bins.
No, not unless it's bags, like you said.
Yeah, I'll make another bin too. Having more barrels and bins and stuff is never a bad thing, loyal viewers. You will always have more crabs. Though I do need to designate a dump, and that is zones. I think it's I. Yep.
Yep, you got it.
All right. So most of the time I don't bother with most of the different zones, but a garbage dump is a very important thing to have. Because if stuff starts running away inside, it makes miasma. And miasma makes your dwarfs very unhappy. So we're going ahead and set this as a dump. There we go. And you can also either do a dump or you can do a pile for refuse. Which is R? Yep. Refuse pile. I'll go ahead and put that in the same spot as the garbage dump.
Yep.
There we go. And now, any kind of garbage inside, your dwarfs will pick up and take outside. Like what? Well, like the withered plum helmet that was right there. And yeah, the reason you don't want your stuff to be just sitting around like it is right now is because it'll wither away. You want to have it in a barrel or maybe a bag. You want it into something, and they're not.
Because miasma in your wood pile is just a great way for your dwarves to start clubbing each other over the head.
Yeah, if I have miasma going on in my central stairway, that's just going to be happiness all around. Alright, I'm going to check on the recording time, little viewers, so I'll be back in a second. And I'm back, little viewers, and we're running a little long, but that's okay. We had fun, right?
Yes, so much fun. No, we haven't had any fun. You've got more dwarves. No dwarves have died. We're in negative fun land now.
We're in negative fun. We're supposed to have double exclamation point, capitalized fun, double exclamation point.
Nobody caught fire. You avoided miasma. I'm not liking it.
Yep, and up here we've got, those are probably all withered.
Your boars are being shy and introverted. No goring.
There are apparently wild hamsters around here.
Oh.
That my cats have been killing.
Well, dang it. I was hoping they'd at least be Vorpal hamsters.
And we've got hamsters and a rat. So let's go and do it for this episode, loyal viewers. What have we done? We've gotten some stuff built up. We've got some bedrooms. We've got some more dwarves. So until next time, I shall catch you on the flip side.
Die in a hole.
Laters.